Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
Perform, a play, especially on a stage. The period of time that is happening now. Any continuous stretch of time including the moment of speech. That is enough for the present. Give, especially as an honor or reward. Introduce. A verb tense that expresses actions or states at the time of speaking. Represent abstractly, for example in a painting, drawing, or sculpture. Hand over formally. Deliver, a speech, oration, or idea. The commencement speaker presented a forceful speech that impressed the students. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. Cause to come to know personally. Give as a present. Make a gift of. Bring forward and present to the mind. We presented the arguments to him. Recognize with a gesture prescribed by a military regulation. Assume a prescribed position. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. Being or existing in a specified place. The murderer is present in this room. Formally present a debutante, a representative of a country, etc. Something presented as a gift. His tie was a present from his wife. Temporal sense. Intermediate between past and future, now existing or happening or in consideration. The present leader. Perform, a play, especially on a stage. Form or compose. This sum represents my entire income for a year. Express indirectly by an image, form, or model. Be a symbol. Take the place of or be parallel or equivalent to. Be characteristic of. To establish a mapping of mathematical elements or sets. Be the defense counsel for someone in a trial. Ms. Smith will represent the defendant. Bring forward and present to the mind. We cannot represent this knowledge to our formal reason. Create an image or likeness of. The painter represented his wife as a young girl. Play a role or part. Be a delegate or spokesperson for. Represent somebody's interest or be a proxy or substitute for, as of politicians and office holders representing their constituents, or of a tenant representing other tenants in a housing dispute. I represent the silent majority. Be representative or typical for. This period is represented by Beethoven. Describe or present, usually with respect to a particular quality. He represented this book as an example of the Russian 19th century novel. Point out or draw attention to in protest or remonstrance. Our parents represented to us the need for more caution. Serve as a means of expressing something. The flower represents a young girl. Plan, organize, and carry out an event. The neighboring tribe staged an invasion. Perform, a play, especially on a stage. We are going to stage Othello. A specific identifiable position in a continuum or series or especially in a process. At what stage are the social sciences? Any distinct time period in a sequence of events. We are in a transitional stage in which many former ideas must be revised or rejected. A small platform on a microscope where the specimen is mounted for examination. a section or portion of a journey or course. Then we embarked on the second stage of our Caribbean cruise. A large coach and four formerly used to carry passengers and mail on regular routes between towns. We went out of town together by stage about 10 or 12 miles. A large platform on which people can stand and can be seen by an audience. He clambered up onto the stage and got the actors to help him into the box. Any scene regarded as a setting for exhibiting or doing something. All the world's a stage. The theater is a profession, usually, the stage. An early movie simply showed a long kiss by two actors of the contemporary stage. The period of time that is happening now. Any continuous stretch of time including the moment of speech. In these times, it is solely by their language that the upper classes nowadays are distinguished. Give, especially as an honor or reward. Give is judged due or on the basis of merit. The referee awarded a free kick to the team. Something given for victory or superiority in a contest or competition or for winning a lottery. A grant made by a law court. He criticized the awarding of compensation by the court. A tangible symbol signifying approval or distinction. An award for bravery. Introduce. This poses an interesting question. Be a mystery or bewildering to. A deliberate pretense or exaggerated display. Put into a certain place or abstract location. Assume a posture as for artistic purposes. We don't know the woman who posed for Leonardo so often. Behave affectedly or unnaturally in order to impress others. Pretend to be someone you are not, sometimes with fraudulent intentions. She posed as the Tsar's daughter. Affected manners intended to impress others. A posture assumed by models for photographic or artistic purposes. A verb tense that expresses actions or states at the time of speaking. Assume or act the character of. The actor portrays an elderly, lonely man. Represent abstractly, for example in a painting, drawing, or sculpture. The father is portrayed as a good-looking man in this painting. Make a portrait of. Goya wanted to portray his mistress, the Duchess of Alba. Portray in words. The book portrays the actor as a selfish person. Yield to another's wish or opinion. Hand over formally. Put before. I submit to you that the accused is guilty. Accept or undergo, often unwillingly. Refer to another person for decision or judgment. Accept as inevitable. Make over as a return. Make an application as for a job or funding. Refer for judgment or consideration. The lawyer submitted the material to the court. Yield to the control of another. Free from harm or evil. To surrender someone or something to another. The guard delivered the criminal to the police. Hand over to the authorities of another country. Throw or hurl from the mound to the batter, as in baseball. The pitcher delivered the ball. Pass down. Deliver a judgment. Deliver, a speech, oration, or idea. Carry out or perform. Deliver an attack. Relinquish possession or control over. Cause to be born. Save from sins. Bring to a destination, make a delivery. Our local supermarket delivers. Utter, an exclamation, noise, etc. The students delivered a cry of joy. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. We will demo the new software in Washington. A visual presentation showing how something works. The lecture was accompanied by dramatic demonstrations. Provide evidence for, stand as proof of, show by one's behavior, attitude, or external attributes. This decision demonstrates his sense of fairness. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. Establish the validity of something, as by an example, explanation or experiment. The experiment demonstrated the instability of the compound. March in protest. Take part in a demonstration. Thousands demonstrated against globalization during the meeting of the most powerful economic nations in Seattle. To show, make visible or apparent. The Metropolitan Museum is exhibiting Goya's works this month. Something shown to the public. The museum had many exhibits of Oriental art. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. Walk ostentatiously. An object or statement produced before a court of law and referred to while giving evidence. Show an attribute, property, knowledge, or skill. He exhibits a great talent. Provide evidence for. The blood test showed that he was the father. Pretending that something is the case in order to make a good impression. That ceremony is just for show. Take someone to their seats, as in theaters or auditoriums. The usher showed us to our seats. Indicate a certain reading of gauges and instruments. The thermometer showed 13 degrees below zero. Indicate a place, direction, person, or thing, either spatially or figuratively. I showed the customer the glove section. Show in, or as in, a picture. Be or become visible or noticeable. His good upbringing really shows. Something intended to communicate a particular impression. A show of impatience. Give an exhibition of to an interested audience. She shows her dogs frequently. Give expression to. She showed her disappointment. Establish the validity of something, as by an example, explanation or experiment. The mathematician showed the validity of the conjecture. A social event involving a public performance or entertainment. They wanted to see some of the shows on Broadway. Finish third or better in a horse or dog race. He bet $2 on number 6 to show. Give evidence of, as of records. The diary shows his distress that evening. Make visible or noticeable. She showed her talent for cooking. The act of publicly exhibiting or entertaining. A remarkable show of skill. Make familiar or conversant with. You should acquaint yourself with your new computer. Cause to come to know personally. Permit me to acquaint you with my son. Inform. Please acquaint your colleagues of your plans to move. Bring something new to an environment. A new word processor was introduced. Bring before the public for the first time, as of an actor, song, etc. Put or introduce into something. Be a precursor of. Furnish with a preface or introduction. Cause to come to know personally. Introduce the new neighbors to the community. Bring in a new person or object into a familiar environment. The new secretary introduced a nasty rumor. Place, fit, or thrust something into another thing. Bring in or establish in a new place or environment. Introduce a rule. Put before a body. Introduce legislation. Natural abilities or qualities. Give as a present. Make a gift of. Give qualities or abilities to. The act of giving. Something acquired without compensation. Be the cause or source of. Give entirely to a specific person, activity, or cause. Give one's talents to a good cause. The elasticity of something that can be stretched and returns to its original length. Transmit knowledge or skills. Give a secret to the Russians. Move in order to make room for someone for something. Bestow. Give homage. Give food to. Don't give the child this tough meat. Give or supply. Convey or communicate. Of a smile, a look, a physical gesture. Be flexible under stress of physical force. This material doesn't give. Contribute to some cause. Bestow, especially officially. Give a divorce. Dedicate. Give thought to. Break down, literally or metaphorically. Place into the hands or custody of. Organize or be responsible for. Give a course. Bring about. Convey, as of a compliment, regards, attention, etc., bestow. Give the orders. Afford access to. The French doors give onto a terrace. Give or convey physically. Give as a present. Make a gift of. What will you give her for her birthday? Endure the loss of. Cause to happen or be responsible for. Accord by verdict. Give a decision for the plaintiff. Allow to have or take. I give you 2 minutes to respond. Cause to have, in the abstract sense or physical sense. Consent to engage in sexual intercourse with a man. Convey or reveal information. Deliver in exchange or recompense. I'll give you 3 books for 4 CDs. Emit or utter. Give a yelp. Estimate the duration or outcome of something. Execute and deliver. Give, as medicine. Guide or direct, as by behavior of persuasion. Inflict as a punishment. Leave with. Give temporarily. Can I give you my keys while I go in the pool? Manifest or show. This student gives promise of real creativity. Occur. What gives? Offer in good faith. Perform for an audience. Present to view. Proffer, a body part. Propose. Submit for consideration, judgment, or use. Give one's opinion. Transfer possession of something concrete or abstract to somebody. Can you give me lessons? Get ready for a particular purpose or event. Lay out the tools for the surgery. Bring forward and present to the mind. Lay out orderly or logically in a line or as if in a line. Lay out the clothes. Provide a detailed plan or design. Spend or invest. Lay out thousands on gold. Propose a toast to. An act of honor or courteous recognition. A musical salute to the composer on his birthday. Recognize with a gesture prescribed by a military regulation. Assume a prescribed position. When the officers show up, the soldiers have to salute. A formal military gesture of respect. An act of greeting with friendly words and gestures like bowing or lifting the hat. Become noticeable. A terrible stench saluted our nostrils. Express commendation of. I salute your courage. Greet in a friendly way. I meet this man every day on my way to work and he salutes me. Honor with a military ceremony, as when honoring dead soldiers. Oppose, as in hostility or a competition. You must confront your opponent. Deal with something unpleasant, head on. You must confront your problems. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. We confronted him with the evidence. Be face to face with. The child screamed when he confronted the man in the Halloween costume. A contorted facial expression. A specific size and style of type within a type family. Oppose, as in hostility or a competition. Jackson faced Smith in the boxing ring. The feelings expressed on a person's face. An angry face. A surface forming part of the outside of an object. Dew dripped from the face of the leaf. Be oriented in a certain direction, often with respect to another reference point. Be opposite to. The building faces the park. The front of the human head from the forehead to the chin and ear to ear. He washed his face. Impudent aggressiveness. Deal with something unpleasant, head on. He faced the terrible consequences of his mistakes. Present somebody with something, usually to accuse or criticize. He was faced with all the evidence and could no longer deny his actions. A part of a person that is used to refer to a person. He looked out at a room full of faces. A vertical surface of a building or cliff. Be opposite. The two sofas face each other. Cover the front or surface of. The building was faced with beautiful stones. Line the edge of a garment with a different material. Face the lapels of the jacket. Status in the eyes of others. He lost face. The general outward appearance of something. The face of the city is changing. The part of an animal corresponding to the human face. The side upon which the use of a thing depends, usually the most prominent surface of an object. He dealt the cards face down. The striking or working surface of an implement. Turn so as to expose the face. Face a playing card. Turn so as to face. Turn the face in a certain direction. Turn and face your partner now. Being always present. Someone who waits on or tends to or attends to the needs of another. A person who is present and participates in a meeting. Occurring with or following as a consequence. An excessive growth of bureaucracy, with attendant problems. An event or situation that happens at the same time as or in connection with another. Being present, at a meeting or event, etc. Attendant members of the congregation. Existing by nature and without artificial aid. One of the 93 naturally occurring chemical elements. To this place, especially toward the speaker. Come here, please. Queen of the Olympian gods in ancient Greek mythology. Sister and wife of Zeus, remembered for her jealously of the many mortal women Zeus fell in love with. Identified with Roman Juno. Being here now. Is everyone here? The present location, this place. Where do we go from here? In or at this place, where the speaker or writer is. I work here. Having existence or being or actuality. Much of the beluga caviar existing in the world is found in the Soviet Union and Iran. Existing in something specified. Depletion of the oxygen existing in the bloodstream. Presently existing. The existing system. Being present everywhere at once. Being present everywhere at once. In or of the present month. Your letter of the 10th inst. A very short time, as the time it takes the eye to blink or the heart to beat. A particular point in time. Occurring with no delay. Relief was instantaneous. Demanding attention. An instant need. In or of the present month.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.